Okay, it looks like we are live. Thanks everybody for your patience with us, and hopefully this stream holds up. A little bit of technical difficulties getting started here, but regardless, we're here. Everybody, welcome to the Naked Famous Denim weekly live stream, broadcasting to you live from the internet to the internet. My name is Bezad.
I'm Marisa.
And we're here from Naked Famous Denim to answer all of your raw denim related questions and otherwise, to give you life advice and tell you how to have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
That's it. So, welcome everybody. Like I said, we are broadcasting live from the internet, specifically from Yokohama, Japan. It is Saturday morning for us. It is January 13th, but it is Friday, January 12th for many of you. Let's check in with the chat to see where everybody is tuning in from. We've got Carl Morawski, the big boss. He's here in the chat, sending warm wishes from New England, which I'm pretty sure it's cold there right now. So I hope you're staying warm in your cold environment. And thank you for sending the warm wishes. Davey, boy, greetings, denim brethren. Greetings, brethren. We're the brotherhood of denim friends.
All right.
There's the sisterhood of traveling pants and the brotherhood of
raw denim.
Denim pals, something like that. BD, the producer, good day, fellow jean enthusiasts, calling in from the Niagara region, Niagara Falls, Ontario. There's a jingle for Marineland that goes with that, but I don't remember it right off hand. In Niagara Falls, Ontario, something place to go. Yeah. Anyhow, sounds about right. MIJ Fades, happy fading from New Jersey in my red gradient cores. No brass knuckle fades. So he sent me a photo on Instagram the other day. Somebody with the brass knuckles in their back pocket. It's the worst fade. Is that a hot take? It's not even a hot take. That's just stating the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Why would you? It's just so silly. Like, let's put brass knuckles in my back pocket are you trying to prove that you're tough or something?
It'd just be a cool fade.
I don't know if it's cool. Two things. In most places, those are illegal to have. So all you're doing is advertising the fact that you're carrying around something illegal. And number two, something tells me that the people who want to use those things probably not advertising that they have them on them.
Right.
Right. So it's just doubly silly. Triply silly.
Unless you just, keep it in your pants while you're at home, and then when you go out, you just take it out.
Yeah, which makes it even more silly. So, anyhow, worst possible denim fades, brass knuckles in your back pocket. It
just seems a little...
What can top that? What can top that for the worst thing to put in your jeans to fade? Let me know your thoughts, everybody. You think about that for a second. I don't think there's anything worse. I think that's the absolute worst thing.
I can't think of anything more, identifiable.
Right. Most people put their wallets,
cell phones, something...
like a keychain or, maybe...
Right. But you can't really tell, what it is.
Like, I had a tiger balm, mini tiger balm, the ointment.
Yeah.
I used to keep a little thing of that in my coin pocket. So my coin pockets always had a little tiger balm fade.
But it's nobody can tell that it's a mini tiger balm.
Right. It just looks like a coin or something, you know. But yeah, brass knuckles in the back pocket. Maybe if you had AirPods, an AirPod fade. That's not, to me, that's normal. This is all normal real life stuff. Yeah. But to me, brass knuckles is I'm pretending to be a tough guy, and yeah.
Well, maybe you are a tough guy.
I don't think so. I don't think you are. Anyhow, just my little hot take on that one. Pierre Moreau, sup from Guelph, Ontario. Welcome. We've got Andrew Corey, greetings from Northern Ireland. Matthew Bradwell, greetings from PDX. First Friday off since Thanksgiving week. Pumped for a live one. Well, thank you so much for being here. And thanks for dealing with the little technical difficulty that we had at the beginning, but we won't talk about that anymore because it's hopefully dealt with. Topher Cobra, happy Denim Day from California. Welcome, Matthew Bradwell. Randomly met Ben Curry a couple of weeks ago. He brought up the Naked and Famous Denim live stream, and I was like, hell yeah, that's been my entire gateway to this world. Well, that is a small world now, isn't it? That's awesome. Glad you guys got to meet up. Rights75, hello from Birmingham, UK. We've got a lot of familiar faces in the crowd. KMX tuning in from Calgary, Alberta. We're experiencing some negative 34 degrees right now. Nice and chilly. It's cold here in Japan too. Not quite as cold as that. That's a serious Canadian cold that you're facing. I hope that you are staying warm out there. Austin Fletcher writes, couple of weeks into my Jotaros, they are getting less stiff. That's how it works with the raw denim world. I hope that you are enjoying them. Venomous Daddy, what if they're not brass knuckles and they're made out of rubber? Well, still, I think the idea of carrying something like visibly carrying a weapon in your pocket is Well, that you know, it's not like, you know, if you're like a open carry, you know, you have a pistol on your hip. It's not, you know, it's different than that in the sense that, like, I don't know. There's something that like is not tough guy. I'm pretending to be a tough guy about putting brass knuckles in your back pocket of your jeans in order to fade them.
So the only point of brass knuckles is to wear it before you punch somebody, and then it will do more damage.
Yeah, right? And then break your hand too. Yeah.
But it's like, what is... Yeah, it's kind of weird because it's just like, what is the situation where you know you're gonna punch somebody and you have time to pull it out of a pocket and put it on your ring?
It's just it's stupid in 100 ways, and so I just think it's really dumb to, like, I don't know. It's just like to me, there's nothing that makes you look like less of a tough guy than to do that move. Don't do it. You know, I say that there's no rules in raw denim. That's the number one rule. That's the only rule.
Don't put
brass knuckles in your back pocket to pretend like you're a tough guy. Nicholas Vilpu, condom fade, almost as bad as, But, you know, in the 80s and 90s, you had the little ring in your wallet. It's like stupid. Like, all it proved was like that thing was in there forever, and you ain't using it.
Yeah, but it's like some people might have just put it in there just in case. Like, there might be a purpose to that.
Perhaps.
But with brass knuckles, I feel like there's no purpose.
No, zero, none. Who disagrees with me? Is this a 100% agreement rate in the chat? Let me know. Let me know by hitting the like button, in fact. If you haven't hit the like button yet to agree with me, then hit the like button just because you like this live stream, because that's what we do here. The Raven, hey Bayzed, from one guy to another, how do you keep your beard so trim and nice? The key is to do it before you go on a live stream. That's how you do it. So you stay trimmed before you have to face the public, and then it stays trim and nice. But in between those times, it's usually very unkept, and but no, just the trimmer. You just hit the trimmer, put it on usually it's like a number 5, sometimes a number 7, but
it's the bigger the number, the longer.
The longer, yeah. Sometimes I do it lower. If I'm going on a trip, I'll do it low because I don't want to bring any accessories with me. I like to travel pretty light, so I might trim it down to like a 2 or 3, and then that'll give me like a week and a half of like, okay, this is gonna be fine. But yeah, that's about it. And then you just make sure that you draw a nice neckline. This was a tip that I learned from Vincent. From Tate and Yoko. He is a barber in his spare time.
You didn't used to shave here?
No, I used to just let it go down, but you have to make sure that you have a neckline. And the neckline, he says, is like 2 fingers underneath your chin. So that's where you should draw your line, and then you just go across that way.
Okay. This was like 3 fingers.
Well, whatever. It's not a science, but, you know, around here, and then you just make sure it's nice and straight. Usually I'll try to do it so like when I'm looking in the mirror, I don't see any extra hair going down. So, yeah.
You know, it is hard, like, keeping up being a woman, but it's hard to be a man, too.
Yeah, it's hard to be a man, too. We have different challenges in upkeptness. Women typically have to put on makeup. Men, not so much. Men, if you want to stay kept, then, you know, if you have a beard, it grows every day. You know, if I tried to keep a clean shave, I don't have the time for it.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to do it it has to be a part of your routine, like brushing your teeth.
Yeah,
like.
Right. But yeah, I just cannot do a clean shave. And also like after one day, my face is on fire because of the growth. So
in Japan, it's kind of like I don't know how common it is for people to do it, but there's a lot of ads for like
men's electrolysis.
Yeah, on their face, on their legs and stuff too. But like on their face, it kind of makes sense if you
can't grow a beard. Like
yeah, and if you have to shave for your work or whatever every day of your life, like it might make sense.
Yeah, but yeah, if I couldn't grow a beard and it was just like sparse, then maybe it's something to consider. Because, anyways,
yeah.
But no, but it takes time. You know, I there was a time in my life parts of it they don't fill in. It takes years. You got to shave. You got to build it up. The whole thing.
And by the time you have more full beard, it's gonna be white and.
Yeah, and then you look mature and like a man, like a real man. Anyhow, Chinyip So writes, Bayzad, are you a fan of the movie The Warriors? I am a fan of the movie The Warriors. In fact, I own it on HD DVD. That's how much of a fan of The Warriors I am. Yeah, great movie. I love the style of that movie. I haven't watched it in a long time, actually, but I do remember enjoying it. Nicholas Vilpu writes, a safety razor made shaving more enjoyable since I've got sensitive skin. Right. Yeah, sometimes I look into things like that, or like, you know, the art of shaving and, you know, all the doodads that go with it, but I just find I don't have the time. The Raven writes, if your face is on fire after a shave, you might need a better shaving cream after the shave. It's not after the shave, it's like the day after when the stubble starts going back. Right? It's so itchy on my face when that stubble is growing. I really dislike it.
You know, some people have to shave like twice a day.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. Yeah. Yeah. Feronius writes, I can't grow a beard. See, somebody took his beard growing abilities, and now the other people are like, well, I have to shave twice a day. It's not fair. Okay. It doesn't get shared around.
It's like, it must be a hassle, but then if like you can't grow it, I guess you feel like you missed out on something.
Maybe. I'm sure it's a little bit of... there might be envy two ways. Some people don't want to have to shave all the time. There's people who can't grow the beard. It's just...
It's like having a straight hair versus curly hair. Straight-haired people always want curly hair, and curly-haired people always want
That's
hair.
it. Yeah. BD writes, I haven't seen the lower half of my face for 9 years at this point. Right.
Maybe a surprise there.
Brandon Edwards, hello. Chiming in from SoCal, wearing my King of Sluffs 2. I'd love to hear about the hemp denim today, if possible. Is it selvage? I have some 30% hemp denim that's very comfortable, so high hope for 100%. Yes, we will talk about it today. In fact, we've got them right here. Remind us, and we'll get to that one. Topher Cobra writes, hey, Bayzad, do you have any experience with Moonstar / Shoes like Pottery? They are an interesting alternative to Converse.
Actually make shoes.
Yeah, the Naked and Famous Denim shoes were actually produced by the good folks at Moonstar / Shoes like Pottery. Fun fact, you know why they're called Moonstar / Shoes like Pottery?
Because Moonstar wouldn't fly. Moonstar is their
Moonstar is their company name,
yeah.
But their logo is a moon and a star and a certain religious, I think the number one religion in the world in terms of members.
Really?
I think they're number one.
What? I did not
There's
know
a
that.
lot of those people.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to name the religion because I don't want to offend.
Why is
I don't
it
know how.
offensive?
That's not offensive. I guess I
it's just-
don't know
it's
where
just
I'm
a
going
fact.
with it. It's just a fact that in Islam, the symbol is the moon and the star. And so having a moon and a star on a shoe would be seen as offensive to some people. So they have.
So like when you put on the shoes, usually the logo is in the
Yeah.
insole, so you would have to step on it basically, and that's offensive. So
Yes.
that's what we heard from
Yeah,
them.
that's what they told us.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So anyhow, that anyways, it's a fun fact about that. But when we made the Naked and Famous Denim shoes, they were produced in Japan through the good people at Moonstar Shoes, like Pottery. So we do know about them. We didn't continue on making shoes, but I do find that their shoes are very well made. In fact, they are also responsible for the Converse made in Japan. If I'm not, I'm actually like 99.9% sure that's the case.
Kind of makes sense because when we were like researching, they were supposedly the only factory that can do vulcanized sole in Japan.
Yeah. So, I'm a fan, and I also, whenever... Do I have any Moonstars presently? No. But I do have some Converse made in Japan, which are made by them. Yes, it is a surprise to some folks here that we did make shoes. And in fact, we did make shoes for one season. They were a little pricey. They were
like a big batch.
Yeah.
So it lasted us
a
while.
But yeah, there's probably none of them. There's none in Tate anymore. No. So those are long gone.
Like a weird size staggered around for a long time, probably up until like a couple years ago.
Right.
But I think they're all gone now.
Yeah. Topher Cobra writes, Blue Owl just got a shipment of Moonstar, and I'm kind of tempted. Well, yeah, enjoy them. They're a well-made shoe, and if you want a vulcanized style sneaker made in Japan, that's your best and only option. So grab a pair and enjoy them. Chief Miggy writes, that's cool. Only OGs must have known about the Naked and Famous shoes. Yeah, I think so. You would definitely have had to be with us for a while in order to know about those ones.
I think they were made in 2016, something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while. Okay, so we have a little bit of a technical difficulty here, but hopefully the stream is still coming through to most of you. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Just trying to check some of the questions here. Pierre Moreau writes, when are you guys dropping the hockey gloves? Well, the hockey gloves are coming. I plan on releasing them on January 26th. So if you are a newsletter subscriber, you saw a little bit of a update on the hockey gloves. In fact, the premiere, so to speak. And let's head over to the Instagram because the big man, Brandon, he did a little preview of them on his Instagram, which you should definitely go and follow him there. Let me just pull it up on the internet here and give you guys a little sneak peek. And then I can show you where on Tate and Yoko you can find them because I did put them up. So you can check them out there. They're going to be coming out on January the 26th. No, let's check them out. They're over here on Brandon's personal Instagram. You should go and follow him under B. Svark. He's the boss. Sometimes he puts out these little previews here, and you can see these 18-ounce big slub hockey gloves. Just one teaser pic here. We've got more pictures to come. We just did a little photo shoot involving them, and they are the real deal. I mean, they are fully functional hockey gloves made in Canada, featuring our 18-ounce big slub denim. So you know that if you do decide to play using them, they are going to fade probably quite quickly. And I think a lot of people who are the combination of Canadian denim, hockey, raw denim, all put together, this is a quintessentially Canadian product, that's for sure. Now let's pull up Tate and Yoko. because I have them right here, and you can see them in better something or other, better resolution. There we go. Hockey gloves. Just go under Naked Famous Denim. Look up hockey gloves. I have them under coming soon. They're going to be $249, and they will come in 2 sizes, 14 and 15. Now let's just wait for that picture to load. There we go. And you got a couple more photos of these guys here. They actually feature the selvage ID. Let's see if we got a picture of them in the... Oh, I don't think they captured it. But there are some selvage details like along these edges here and there that you'll be able to see. But yeah, down here, you can see it right there a little bit. I'll try to make sure that they show some more of that in some other photos. But these are coming very soon. They're going to be part of the kickoff of the Spring-Summer 2024 collection starting on January 26th. So we're going to be releasing these hockey gloves along with the Chinese New Year denim. The Chinese New Year denim usually kicks off our Spring-Summer season. So there's a lot to come in the coming weeks.
So, does everybody on the team wear hockey gloves when they play?
Of course.
Okay.
You're gonna destroy if a puck hits your hand, you're no more hand.
Yeah.
It's over.
It just seems like it's very cumbersome.
Yeah, it is. But I suppose you need your hands. Yeah, it's
so.
I remember watching when we were kids. They would have these public service announcements, like these Canadian heritage moments, and it was like the invention of like the goalie mask, because the hockey goalies used to play without a mask, which was insane.
They all have no teeth.
Yeah, they all had no teeth. Hold on, I gotta see if I can find that Canadian heritage moment, because that is a good one. With the hockey mask. All right. Yeah. Jacques Plante. Let's see. Should I don't know. I could probably play it. It's just Historica Canada. I mean, we're also...
I'm more worried about the bandwidth.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not going to play. But if you look up Canadian Heritage Minute Jacques Plante, you'll probably find it. But yeah, we don't have the internet speed to handle this right now. As you can see, it is not loading. So anyways, we'll leave it there. You guys go and find it on your own. Oh, there's some Japanese commercials that you don't need to watch. All right, so that said, a lot of hockey stuff, a little bit of hockey stuff going on.
I think that's a good answer. Good question.
What's
Jack Homer says, which... wait, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
No. Wait. How do you decide... Oliver says, how do you decide which jeans are salvage and which are not? Notice that gradient denim isn't salvage. So we had a release today of which is like the color of the jeans goes from dark indigo to dark green.
Yes.
Gradiently. And that's done on a Jacquard machine. It's not a dyed thing. It's not a dye that is doing the gradient.
Yeah, or like a chemical wash.
Right. So this is done on a weaving level, and that has to be done on a Jacquard machine. So for instance, that denim could not be made on a selvage shuttle loom that makes selvage denims, because it's a Jacquard. Things like that. Or we also had a release of all black comfort denim. Yeah, so that's a very high stretch denim, and we are like for high stretch, it tends to work out better with
projectile loom.
wide width, loom, because it's just they're more modern. They can handle a lot more of that. But we also have successfully made a high stretch selvage denim that's coming out in the next fall as well. So it's not that it was a complete limitation that we couldn't make it the work in shuttle loom. But at that point, when we're developing this fabric, it wasn't really an option.
Right.
But so that's how we kind of decide. Like, we do like selvage, always, but not everything can be made on shuttle loom because it's just there's shuttle loom is just very particular type of loom. You don't have a ton of innovations in that.
Right. Yeah, there's sometimes just general limitations with what you can and can't make with a shuttle loom, so a projectile loom works best. Sometimes we'll do like an indigo raw on a projectile loom. Sometimes we're looking for a price point option. We've definitely had instances in the past where, we might be making something for a department store and they want something for a certain price point where doing it in selvage just wasn't feasible. But if we were to do it in a wider width, that is definitely a more feasible option. So sometimes it's limitations, sometimes it's a price point that we hit. But generally speaking, we try whenever we can make something selvage, we will. And I just wanted to point out that the gradient denim. We also did a limited edition model of the gradient denim for one of our retail partners in Portland called MACHUS, and I just want to bring it up here so that you all can see it. It's just going to take a second here to load. Ooh, there we go. So MACHUS, and only in the Weird Guide we got the black by white gradient denim. So if you're looking for another option in the gradient denim,
black by gray.
Black by gray. Okay. So you can check that out. We've got them available right now on the MACHUS website. So MACHUSonline.com. They are a great retailer. We've been working with these guys for quite a long time. They used to be known as Local 35 in Portland before they changed the name of the shop to the name of the owner.
But yeah, this one you can see the gradient really well.
Yeah.
With the indigo and green, like it's subtle, and I think that's the beauty of it. But
yeah. Venomous Teddy writes, what does the actual fabric roll of the gradient denim look like? Just curious because the patterns have to be cut very specifically to keep the green on the bottom and vice versa. Yeah, that's right. So there's a pitch to the gradient, and I think it's like every 50 centimeters or so, it changes its color. So yeah, it is something that we have to be cautious of when we're cutting the fabric in order to make sure that the patterns kind of line up. But yeah, that's exactly kind of what you're thinking it looks like is what it looks like. So dark indigo to green, then dark indigo to green. If you think of our Frankenstein denim, how it goes left hand twill, right hand twill, just expand that out. And that's basically the way that works. Larry Boyer writes, does Naked and Famous manage inventory for UB? Curious when restocking will happen. Yeah, UB, the Unbranded brand, is our brand that belongs to, Naked and Famous Denim. It is basically the little brother to Naked and Famous Denim. We do inventory for it. We manage the website. When do we restock? A couple times a year. There isn't like a set schedule to that. It's kind of like when we need to restock, we do restock.
Yeah, we usually run out of some sizes before we restock. But yeah, we're always trying to catch up.
Yeah. We try not to be out of stock for too long. Sometimes things are more popular than others at certain times of the year. So just stay tuned and we'll hopefully have whatever you're missing back
and
soon.
Every now and then, probably once a year or so, maybe a little bit less. On average, we introduce a new fabric, one-time run of a fabric that's added to the core line of Unbranded. So there's a little bit of excitement there. Yeah,
that's right. We don't do seasonal collections like we do with Naked Famous. Unbranded is very much a this is our offering type of product, and by doing so and not constantly creating new, we're also able to keep the prices down because we're not constantly in development mode. So that also contributes to the better price point, and also we do a lot more volume on fewer models so that we can, scale things and keep the prices very affordable for you. Oliver Anderson writes, is hemming available on Unbranded? Absolutely. Same way it works on Tate and Yoko. Just put your hemming request in the order comments line, and we will have those hemmed for you, no problem. John T. writes, whatever happened to the blanket-lined chore coat? Did it ever get released?
It got released last night. Oh, today.
Okay.
For you guys.
So kind of a stealthy release.
Yes. So we had the we had one chore coat. No, two. Wait, can we see? Put it in the latest available. I think there was 3 jackets that are blanket line released yesterday.
Okay.
And one is a zip jacket, and then 2 is a chore coat, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
So we're going to try and load them up in the latest arrivals here. Hold on a second. So here we go. Latest arrivals. We've got a chore coat blanket line denim indigo by Indigo, and then we've got a chore coat blanket line indigo by White, and then the zip chore coat blanket lined indigo by White. So this is a newer fabric that a blanket line fabric that had never been released before. It was technically scheduled for the year before, but it's coming out now, so you can check it out here. It's got that same blanket lined interior as the dark indigo version, but it's a little bit lighter on the outside. So
yeah, the denim part is indigo by White, so you can see quite a bit of white. And
the zip chore coat is a new fit for us, and this is making its debut for this season, so spring summer 2024. You'll see more zip chore coats coming, and this is technically the first release of the zip chore coat. And so if you are looking for that chore coat in that dark indigo blanket line denim, we've got it right here as well for you. That's going to keep you nice and cozy.
Yeah, for some reason we didn't have the blanket lined dark, like indigo version of the zip jacket at this time. I don't know if we're making them. We just didn't have it.
Yeah, sometimes things get held up in the production schedule.
Yeah, and then we don't know anything about it.
And then they just show up. The factory might find themselves with a hole in the production space, and they're like, all right, let's tackle that old thing that we haven't, that old project that we left until we had some time. Yeah. So this kind of just showed up. So if you're looking for it, if you've been waiting for it, it is available to you today. So check that out over on tateandyoko.com on the internet. Okay. Nicholas Brandon writes, were y'all close to the earthquake that just hit recently? We were not. We're on the other side of the country. Ish.
It was, I think, I don't know. I don't know. But it seemed like it was because it was like a peninsula that's sticking out from the mainland. And it was the majority of the damage was contained in that area. I didn't actually think that you could felt it in Tokyo area, but apparently people did feel it. I did not know that because we didn't feel it at all. No. But if you're in the high rise, like you I guess you feel it bigger. Any earthquake, you feel it way more the higher up you are, obviously. So if you were in like a higher building, you could have felt it.
Right. Luckily we were not affected personally, but it was pretty nasty earthquake, and which was then followed by that airplane disaster.
The worst part of this earthquake, I think it was that it happened on the New Year's Day. Yeah. And New Year's Day is the day in Japan. It is the day that everybody celebrates. It's the biggest holiday. And, a lot of people do travel during that time because you get some time off and, see your family and all that. And so on the the next day,
a rescue crew.
Yeah, so like an earthquake rescue people from Coast Guard or something like that were to taking off from Haneda to deliver some goods to that area that was affected. and that plane got hit with, well, I wouldn't say got hit, but like crashed with the passenger plane coming into Haneda, and both planes just burnt to crisp, really.
Yeah.
And a lot of people died in that too. 5 people, I think. 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible way to start the year. But yeah, it's yeah, very, very tragic. It bugged me for a while. I mean, it still does, but
I mean, it's sad because it's connected to the earthquake, which
Yeah.
you know,
just
you
a
know,
disaster that doesn't stop disastering, you know.
Right, but it's just you could easily see how like people are panicking because, especially because it was, you know, Japan's used to earthquakes and they're prepared, but you know, obviously when it happens on the first day of the year, like a lot of people are, you know, not prepared or expecting that.
Yeah.
So like I think the urgency was a little bit more, you know.
Right. A lot of people were at home that day celebrating with family, and then this happens. No good.
And then followed by a random stabbing in the subway the next day too. It's just a weird start of the year. It's not great.
Let's hope all the bad juju for the year was it. That was just done. So let's hope for a more peaceful rest of the year. Okay. What do we have here? Clothed and Unknown writes, do Japanese fabric orders still have massive lead times, or is it a nature healing with your particular supply chain? No, they still have massive lead times. Lead times in Japan are not. They're not. I don't think they're getting any better anytime soon. I mean, there's also probably more of a demand in general for higher quality fabrics and materials, so that creates longer lead times for everybody. We work on a at least 1 year advance schedule for the fabrics that we produce nowadays. You know, when we were starting, it was easy to get, you know, fabrics within 6 months. Now we're at least a year. It is not getting faster. You just have to be prepared for that, and especially with the number of fabrics that we put out every year, like it takes a lot of planning in order to get all that going. So yeah, very, very, very challenging in some ways. Okay. Post Lico writes, since so many of your shirts shrink 3 to 8% after wash according to the tags, have you ever considered putting that on the website? I feel like that regularly works out to a whole size for me.
It doesn't actually shrink 3 to 8%, I don't think.
Some shrink more than others, but
Yeah.
I think most of our shirts shrink within the range of most shirts in general. So I guess that's something you should consider when making a purchase. If you're kind of on the borderline in terms of the measurements, you definitely want to go up a size. But if you are, buying bang on and not considering the shrinkage, then I think it'll be kind of the same position you are in with jeans. If you're buying like very, very precise measurements, and if anything deviates from those measurements is going to prevent that shirt from fitting you well, then you should definitely consider the size up. Okay. Guys, I think this stream is perhaps a little too laggy for most people to be able to enjoy right now. So I'm going to cut it off here. If I can get this up and some better internet in the next few minutes, I'll start a new stream. But I think for now, it may be difficult for most people to be watching, just considering the lag that's going on. So sorry about